All right, what's up, everybody? This is the Juice is Loose, number 21, the Smash Brothers U discussion, and also some other topics we're going to talk about. But I'm your host, Terminator Juice, and back to the usual format. I've got my three guests, even though one of them's different than usual. But we got a few topics, and then we're going to talk about some Smash and the 50 Facts Extravaganza. So before we get into that, let's go ahead and do some introductions. So first off, we have Derek Steelfox.
Good evening, everybody.
What's up? And then we have Luigi. Why don't you introduce yourself?
Hey, hello. How's it going, guys? I turned into a plushie for some reason. So just go with it. But yeah, how's it going?
And then we have New World Order for Life, otherwise known and best known as Michael.
Hi guys, good to be here.
All right. So I'm just gonna real quick just talk about the Mario Kart 8 tournament. I didn't cover it last week, and I think it's gonna become less of a thing for this show and just get onto the main topics because I think we were spending a lot of time talking about that. So I'm just gonna say I won, and it was a nice victory for me. I won by like 30 points over ASAP Rel, and the best part about it was I was playing off TV Play and watching a TV show at the same time. So I just wanted to throw that out there and pat myself on the back for that because I was watching the 100 on CW at the same time. So I was pretty proud.
He has to do that because he can't beat us in Smash. So.
Hey, my record's pretty good against you guys in Mario Kart. So and you guys, you guys kicked me in Smash.
You make me laugh. I haven't even played that game.
I crushed you last time, so. I do want to thank Wheels Pig. He's still doing the drawing every time every time there's a winner. He does a little Miiverse drawing on the community of Juice is Loose, and he did Rosalina with the Terminator face. It was really creative and.
No.
And Rosalina's my girl in Mario Kart.
No, man, screw you, man. You got Lucina. Screw you.
No, if Lucina was in it, I would switch. But Rosalina's just the best character on the sport bike. There's no one else.
No duh.
That even comes close. I just can't do as good with anyone else. So I want to thank Wheels Pig for that. And so it was fun. I enjoyed with the items on, and I felt it was pretty even. I mean, there's a couple. I got hit with the blue shell 3 times, and 2 of them cost me the lead. One time it didn't. But I just I don't know. It felt fun to me. I don't know how you guys, if Mike and Derek, if you want to chime in, how it was for you guys, but. I thought it was pretty enjoyable. And we had a good 15 people turned out, so it's not dropping off like I was kind of worried that it would. So, you guys got anything to add on that before we move on?
Well, I sat out for a few tournaments, only partially jumping in. So I did want to say that I think I mentioned this to you already, but for some reason the graphics impressed me. I was just impressed with the visuals, noticing things that I'd forgotten about, tiny little touches. You forget about that stuff if you don't play them out. Wow, this is actually really good looking. So I had a good time.
I wanted to bring that up because you've been playing the 3DS like nonstop with Animal Crossing Smash, and a couple of Luigi's Mansion. So you had been acclimated. Now Fantasy Life. So you were acclimated to the 3DS visuals, and to see Mario Kart, which is obviously, in my opinion, by far the best looking Wii U game from a visual standpoint. And you said something about that, and I was like, yeah, it still looks amazing. Like, it hasn't aged at all. It seems like it's a brand new game still.
Like, I'm looking forward to this week's tournament now, just because I had fun. It's been a while. You take a break, you get back into it, and no one plays Smash anymore, so I figured, what the hell? Oh.
Yeah, I think people are just waiting for the Wii U version, which we'll talk about later.
Definitive.
Nobody signed on the 3DS anymore.
Yeah,
I still got some friends that do here and there.
I don't have as many friends as you. I'm not even going to play that game.
Well, that is true because I have 72.
I can't even compete.
You can play strangers. You can play strangers online. Just play strangers.
Oh, good.
It's unsatisfying though. I mean, not even just the win or lose. It's just you can't rematch. You just can't. There's no discussion.
You can't hear.
Might as well play a CPU, really.
Actually, in For Glory, I was playing a For Glory match with somebody, and we were going 2 hours just playing against each other. Yeah.
Cool.
He didn't back out. I didn't back out, and we just kept that.
I've not had that yet, but that's impressive.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
Most people, I mean, if they get hit, if they take a few losses, they bolt, and if they keep hammering on you, they'll usually stick around. But
So were you guys trading off wins? Was it like pretty even?
Pretty much, yeah. We were going back and forth. Like he got a string of victories over me, and then I got a different character, got a string of victories over him, and it was kind of like we were matching each other, seeing like, oh yeah, well I bet I could beat your character with this, and then I can beat your character with that, and it was just fun. It was really cool.
That's cool. Yeah, we'll talk a little bit more about Smash.
Yeah, do because she's gonna make me start talking about stuff.
Yeah, let's go on to the next thing. I talked about this last night in the Gamers at Large, but Mega was there as well, or Games Rosa, whatever you call yourself these days.
Whatever.
I'm an unknown mystery.
Rosalina's ex is what I'll call her.
No, why, yo, man? But yeah, this comes from the guy that says Rosalina sucks in Smash.
Nah, I just think she's cheap with her vanishing act, whatever. But anyway, with Bayonetta came out, a lot of people they haven't found any faults in the game. I'm sure once the sales numbers get posted, there'll be something for them to talk about. But anyway, I got a little message. So because it's such a good game, getting such good positive feedback and stuff, the thing that's turning up now, the only negative people can say is that, well, I still can't buy a Wii U just for that one game. It's not worth having the system for just one game, and it's just funny because I've been hearing that for about 6-7 games in a row now, and I just wanted to get your guys' thoughts on A, is one game enough to buy a system, and B, what are these people waiting for? If Bayonetta and Mario Kart, and with Smash coming in 3 weeks, you got Donkey Kong, you got 3D World, you got Pikmin. I mean, there's a bunch of great games, and I just think people are they really don't want one if they keep saying that there's not enough reasons yet. So I'm gonna go to you first, Mike, or go to Mike first, and what's your thoughts? First of all, I don't know. I know you had some other consoles, but is there like a game that could come out that could get you to buy another console? Is it just one game, or does it have to be multiple games? And then what do you think of people still making excuses for not getting a Wii U?
I don't want to buy PlayStation 4 right now because I feel like there's no games that I like for it. But let's say they bring out a remake of Final Fantasy VII and like completely brand new, 100% from the ground up remade. That would make me buy a PlayStation 4. I don't care if there aren't any other games on it. I want to play that game, and I will buy the PlayStation 4 just for that game. And like with Nintendo products, you make a Zelda thing on it, I will buy it because I love Legend of Zelda. So yes, I think people will buy a system for one specific game that they love, maybe Halo, maybe Grand Theft Auto, whatever it might be. People will buy. And what was the other question?
What do you think about people still making excuses? The same excuse that the Wii U, it's not worth buying for one game, even though there's like almost 10 like really high quality games on the system now. Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, what's the excuse? I mean, if the excuse is you don't legitimately have money to buy, a console, then then just save up and get the console. Like, it's just that simple. Or or the game. Because I don't know why anybody wouldn't. It's almost like they just do it on spite. Like, oh, I'm not going to buy console for one game. Like,
excuse was the good word, Mike.
What?
Excuse was the good word because that's what it is. It's an excuse.
Yeah. I mean, you're not buying the console, as a competition. You're buying because you want to play the game. So, nobody's judging you. Nobody cares what you buy, what you play. If you think a game looks amazing and you want to play it, buy the console for it. Don't, like, for example, there was this kid going around on the internet bitching about Smash Bros. Not being on the Vita. Buy a 3DS and play Smash Bros. Why are you trying to make a petition for 2,000, for people to sign to get Nintendo to put their game on the PlayStation Vita? It's so retarded. I mean, not only is the concept of that retarded, but just even the concept of going beyond that, of not just buying the other system. Why are you so against buying another system that you'll go to such lengths to try to get it on a different platform? You can just go buy that. Why is there Sony only, Nintendo only, Xbox only? Gamers are gamers. We play everything we want to play.
Yeah, the gamers will do that, but it's the console fans, the system fans that really are the they're the ones that are saying this stuff, because if you're a gamer, you will buy, like you said, you summed it up perfectly. If there's the one game you really love or you really want to play it, you got to buy the system. That's how it's always worked. And unless you just flat out broke, yeah, then you shouldn't be bitching, because you just don't, it's not anything anybody did wrong. You just can't afford to buy the system right now or something. So you're gonna have to suffer. There's options to rent game systems and stuff too. So, Derek, what are your thoughts on? First of all, what would it take for you to get you to buy another system? Is it just one game? Is it an awesome role-playing game, or do you need more than one game? I know with the 3DS, it took one game to get you to get it, but there was a bunch of games you wanted. So, give us your thoughts.
Well, first off, I hate it when you make me follow Mike after he makes a good point. So I'm gonna say it's excuses, and you kind of described exactly how it works for me. It's almost like a threshold that has to build up. For the 3DS, I kind of just watch games go by. I'm like, I just feel like I can't pull the trigger. But then at one point that dam breaks, and now I'm just getting a whole bunch of games for it that I've wanted for a while. And I feel like people that continue, you and I have talked about this, they're excuses with the Wii U. It's just, we heard it with 3D World, we hear it with Mario Kart, we hear it with Bayonetta, we hear it, with every game that's come out that's been a big title, people have said, oh, I can't get it just for this game. And it's like, well, you said that when the last game came out. So now you have two, and I just feel like that argument gets weaker with every release. Now, with Smash coming out, I feel like anybody is really losing a lot of ground to stand on, because a lot of people want that game. So what is your excuse? Because, it has Bayonetta, it has Mario Kart, it has 3D World. The only thing you're really missing is some really intense RPG game. And if that's really what you're waiting for, sounds like 2015 is going to have that with X, I think it's going to be a really good year for them, because a lot of people are not going to have a leg to stand on with those excuses anymore.
Right. Yeah, that's a good point. And there's not that epic RPG on any system. The Witcher 3 is kind of a action RPG coming out next year, but I think
the handheld
right now,
the best RPGs.
Yeah, the handheld's really the best. So games, why don't you give us your 2 cents as somebody who has a PS4 and a Wii U, and you're thinking about getting an Xbox One? What is it that's putting you over the fence for wanting the Xbox One?
So many things, man. So many freaking things that I'm crying right now. And the thing is, like, Sunset Overdrive, I want to play it. Master Chief Collection, I want to play it. Freaking Scalebound, I want to play it. Killer Instinct, I want to play it. I want to play all these games, And but the one that's really getting me for now, that's out, is Sunset Overdrive. That really wants me. That it's just like my conscience is like, sell your PS4, sell it. And then I'm just like, but it's because to me, I just don't like selling consoles, because I feel like whenever I get one, I'm just like, hey, I got it, and now I'm gonna be playing things on it, because the games on the console is what I go for, and of course it's disappointing me right now, the PS4, but it's just, it really comes down to people really gotta stop complaining with the Wii U already, because it's like by the end of next year, what do you have to complain about, honestly? What is it that you're gonna say? You can't go, okay, because you don't got enough money. Apparently you don't got enough money for an excuse vending machine, okay? like these third parties. So why the heck, do you gotta like try to make an excuse? Like, I understand some people, having some financial issues. They got to pay more of the bills. They got to pay for the house, the rent. I understand that. I completely understand. Because there's people that are in that kind of situation that really want to game, but at the same time, they can't. But if you are one of those people that are just like, oh, well, it's inferior hardware. No. You have to shut the frick up, okay? And actually go with the system because of the games it has, not because of its features, not because it has 8 gigabytes of God Omega RAM, okay? You go for the games. That is the key goal. That is what these systems are meant to do. They aren't meant to record your gameplay. They aren't meant to live stream. Even though those are some nice features, that's not what they're meant for. They're meant to what? Play games, because that is their true purpose. So at the end of the day, the Wii U, you have nothing to complain about. If you complain about it not having this so-and-so game, well, guess what? RPG, it's coming. Freaking your shooter, your like competitive kind of shooter, Splatoon, it's coming. Star
Devil's
Fox, the one, huh?
Devil's Third too for those.
Devil's Third. Oh, I forgot about that. Thank you. Devil's Third. You're getting your hardcore shooter right there. Freaking bloody right there. Yeah, America. You guys like that, right? All right, so go for it. You also got Star Fox, a game that you guys are like, oh, where's Star Fox? Where's Star Fox? Well, you're finally getting it, and you better buy it this time, okay? Zelda, look how beautiful that thing is. All right, look, I know the gameplay is going to be better. So you basically have no excuse within this whole year and next year to basically, dude. I want that game so bad. Understand? I will be level 90 within the second day. I'm gonna be on that game nonstop. RPGs to me, we're like a freaking pretzel. We're tied together, man. But honestly, you have your fighting games. I know Pokken Fighters is gonna come to Wii U. There's no excuse for it not. And you know, you also have Smash Brothers, which is it's not a fighting game, but now it's basically claimed as a fighting game, so whatever, if you want to claim it that way. But there you go. There's your brawler. Oh, there you go. A brawler, right? And you have a puzzle game coming in, which is Toad's Treasure Tracker, which is awesome. I freaking want that game so bad. So, honestly, there is no excuse. If you want to get a system for this particular game, get it. No one's going to judge you. Honestly, if they do judge you, man, screw them. You like what you like. They like what they like. Just go with what you want. That's how it has to be.
Yeah, that's exactly it. And I'm going to give you two examples of some of the casual type gamers that I know that are, one has a PS4, the other was going to buy a PS4. On Friday at work, I was in our break room, and there's a girl there. She's like 27, I think, and she plays a lot of video games. She's got an Xbox, she's got a PS3, she's got a 360 and a PS3, and hasn't gotten any of the 8th gen systems. She plays a lot of games, but she doesn't watch. She's not going to YouTube. She's not going to IGN. She does no research. She just hears from the hype. She'll hear what people are talking about, and that's what she gets excited for. But she saw a commercial for The Evil Within, right before it was Halloween, so there was some advertisements for that game. And at the end of the advertisement, it was like PlayStation 4, Xbox One. I forget which one. And she's like, she's like, she's like, man, I really don't have the money, but I'm gonna have to go buy a PlayStation 4 because The Evil Within looks amazing, and I really want to play that game. And I was like, well, why would you buy a PS4 for? Why don't you just get the PS3 or 360 version? And she's like, oh, it's only available on the PS4 and I think the Xbox One. I was like, no. I was like, it's available on all systems. I said, trust me, other than the Wii U, obviously. And she didn't believe me, so I went right back to my desk. I went to Amazon, brought up the product page, I sent her the link, and she was so thankful because she was about to spend $400 plus tax. Here in Michigan's 6%, so that's like $420 plus the $50 PlayStation Plus membership. She was going to spend almost $500. Well, with the game, like we're talking over $500, $540 to play one game that she could have spent $60 for, and it's because of the advertising and the fact she doesn't do any research. She just sees TV ads and bases her purchases off that and hype. And I actually saved her a lot of money, and she was really appreciative. She's just so excited she could go home, on her way home, pick up that game at Best Buy, and play the game she wanted to play. But she was going to buy a PS4 unknowing that the PS3 version was there. So that's one type of person that I know. The other person, he's just a diehard Sony fan. He says, well, I appreciate Nintendo, but I only need one game system, and Sony gives me everything I need. That was a quote. He said it gives him everything he needs in gaming. Well, the two games he has for his PS4 are Battlefield 4, which is available on every PS3, 360, and Alien Isolation. Same thing. It's a cross-gen game. Those are the only two games he has in this almost a year now, and he thinks PlayStation gives him everything he needs. So it's just that's.
PS3?
Hmm?
You have a PS3?
Yes, he does, and it sits there. It's his 3D Blu-ray player because, well, the PS4 just got an update that does 3D because it's got a 3D TV. So he's like, well, I just wanted the better version. I'm just like,
So I mean, it probably means that based on his PS3, that Sony gives him everything he wants. There's a lot of games on PS3.
yeah, but it still doesn't give you everything. I mean, the dude came over to play Mario Kart. He couldn't beat 50cc. Like, he was in last place. So that just tells you the limited amount of gaming. Like, I went over his house, played Battlefield 4. I went 16-6. My first time ever playing PlayStation 3 or 4 because I'd played a first-person shooter 100 times. And so I feel like I'm more of a well-rounded. I don't get into the RPGs and stuff, but he only knows like a very limited range, and it just seems like that's the type of people that are buying the PlayStation 4 in droves. I mean, there's some diehard gamers obviously buying it, but that just, in my experience, that's the type of people that are just creating this huge sales numbers for the PS4. So anyway, that's enough about that. I want to give Derek and Mike a few minutes here to promote a game that they've been playing, and Derek's actually got some features surprising to this game, a really cool feature he wanted to talk about. So I'll let you start off, Derek.
I didn't actually know you were going to let me talk about this game because of your level of interest in it was non-existent.
My level is zero.
Actually, Fantasy Life surprised me because I didn't expect it to be this much fun. Honestly, I only bought it. I had been talking about it with you guys for a while, and I was not going to buy this game because I figured, I'm only going to buy it for the online features to play with friends. I'm really not going to go into a ton of detail because I know we got a bunch of stuff to talk about. But the ally mode, I really didn't even know about that feature until I bought the game and read the manual. I knew there were some really cool online features where you can literally just jump in, join someone's game. You can all just do your thing. And Mike, that was the experience. We could just, I got to see Mike with his awesome cape run around, save my ass from some sheep. It was pretty intense, all right? But, I know it sounds ridiculous, but I was a tailor, so my only abilities were with the needle, not the sword. Okay, so and then we just split. I just went off and sewed some stuff, and I don't know what the hell he did, but I could see this is the feature right here across the top of the screen. It's constantly updating me with what he's got, and that feature through the ally mode allows you to see that whether you're in someone's game or not. Just friends online, you can just their feedback, like when they level up something, when they earn new skills or complete big challenges or something, it just scrolls across the top, and that's always active, and you can click on it and you can applaud it, and it seems to be like similar to a like or a yeah, you can kind of just thumbs up their achievements and things like that, and you can have multiple friends registered to do that at the same time. So anytime someone's online, when I turn the game on, it flips ally mode back on now that I've registered, and all of my friends that are on, I can see that. And because they're on my ally mode, I can send messages. I can choose to send a message that'll scroll across the top of his screen. I can choose it to send all of my friends that are on at the same time, and it's live. It just scrolls right there. And granted, you're typing it away on the 3DS keyboard. That's not even QWERTY, so it's not fast, but it's there. It's in the game. It scrolls across the top, and I don't even have to join his game to do that. I just thought that was a feature that really just took me by surprise. Because there's a lot of games, in the past and in the future that would benefit from a feature like that.
Yeah, that sounds really interesting. I mean, it wouldn't work in like an action game or something where you're not going to be able to take the time to read something scrolling the top.
I mean more, for like a role-playing game.
Mm-hmm.
But it's. I was just impressed. Yeah.
I was just answering Juice. It doesn't scroll. It just like boop, boop, kind of like pops up on the top of the screen. You read it and then it goes away.
Okay.
It's not a scrolling thing.
All right,
and you can use the bottom screen to view past messages and things. It uses the bottom screen really well for your map and other stuff. But Nintendo's gotten that kind of an aspect down for most games.
Mm-hmm.
You can actually play the game while you have the messaging screen on the bottom, so you can move around, use your sword, everything. Because all you need to do for the bottom screen is use your stylus. So you don't even need the bottom screen with the map or whatever. You can do it like that if you want.
This really reminds me of what they have to do for a messaging system on the Wii U. That really shows me right there. That's really cool. I like that feature. That is actually pretty nice. Because the thing is, I've been thinking about getting Fantasy Life myself, but it's just like, the time,
Oh, fun.
Um, there's a lot of stuff, and trust me, I'm an RPG guy, dude. I spent hours upon hours going through leveling up, freaking Final Fantasy 14, man. Oh god, I had like 3 characters already up to max level and everything, man. I'm telling you, RPGs and me. I plan on getting that game soon, around December. So I really like it when you guys are explaining with the online, especially. So definitely gonna get that.
Let me find something games because I think you might understand this since you played Final Fantasy 14. Back in the day, I played Final Fantasy 11 a lot. All right,
No, I know too.
Yeah, and we used to talk and we used to joke because you had all the crafting and the auction house type stuff, and we used to joke with each other. Wow, if there was a game that was literally just formed around doing these crafts and selling your things, that would be a really fun game just to play the market and to craft, and that's what this game is really. I've got 6 hours sunk into just being a tailor sewing clothes, and it doesn't sound as fun as it is, and I don't know why it's fun, but it is fun. It's just doing your craft, and I can change that at any time. It's impressive.
Yes, I mean it sounds like a pretty cool feature, and if the 3DS can do like a instant messaging system like that, then the Wii U could do it. It's obviously got the power to do it, and I would love to see something like that. Even in Smash Brothers, they said one of the topics or one of the things in the 50 thing was notifications, number 43. But they didn't tell you what it was. They said once it goes live, it'll be a constant feed of things. And if it's stuff your friends are achieving and stuff, that would be really cool. But I almost think it's just going to be promotional stuff from Nintendo. So, Fantasy Life, that sounds cool. For those of you that like role-playing games, hearing Derek get that excited about it tells me that it's a pretty good game. So let's get on to the Smash Brothers U discussion.
Let me just say something about Fantasy Life.
Go ahead.
With the online multiplayer component, it looks like you can't. You can do quests with your friends, but you can't actually turn the quest in for money and prizes, unless you disconnect your multiplayer. So you can't play a main storyline, and you can't cash in your money and things like that. But you can fulfill the criteria of the quest. So basically, the online multiplayer is probably good for 2 people to want to gang up on a boss or something, or 2 or 3 people to go fight in a cave and a boss or whatever in this really hard dungeon. That's pretty much what you would use a multiplayer for. But it's still fun, being able to fight next to each other and communicate and everything like that. And like Derek said, even when you get off the multiplayer, you still see everything your friends are doing on the top of the screen. It tells you, so it's cool.
Yeah, and I know Juice is trying to get away from this, but I gotta say, Mike and I were playing the exact same game with 2 characters very close in level, and we were literally playing 2 different games. He was going through one storyline path, and I was going through a completely different storyline path. I mean, it has the main story, but just there's a lot of text and dialogue unique to each job. They put some work into that. They had to.
And the text is funny. The text reminds me of Paper Mario. How Paper Mario is kind of like that comedic text with kind of a little adult-esque feeling to it. It's like that. The writing is very good in this game. The characters get giggles out of you. I've read so many things where I just chuckle because they really create writing in there. And also the game looks like it's going to be really big because where you start off, you have your city, then you have a mage kingdom in the desert, and you have one other kind of kingdom, and then that's your area, but then you see a blimp that takes you to other lands. So this thing could be really big with all different type of countries or whatever. Who knows? And there's an expansion that makes it even bigger. So this game is really cool. There's 12 different jobs, and every single one of them is different. You do different tasks. It's no matter what job you have quests. You fulfill your quests, you level up, you gain bliss points, and bliss points gives you the option to get special things such increasing your item bag, owning a pet, getting a horse, getting more storage space, getting the ability to change your hairstyles, etc. They give you all these really cool little bonus things that you can choose, when you level up your bliss or whatever. And it's just a really fun game. It's so addicting. And that's what I would say. Like, you just want to keep playing constantly. Like, with me, right now, I started as a paladin, right? So my idea is that I'm going to be a paladin blacksmith so that I can make my own weapons and, like, my own armor and stuff like that. But I could literally be, like, 5 to 10 levels in any job and be any job I want and be able to access the abilities from those other jobs while you play. And it's great. It's all one storyline. You just, follow different quest routes when you change jobs. So anyway, yeah, great game. I highly recommend it to everybody to play just for fun. And like I said, the online multiplayer is good to play for fun and to, like, take down, like, bosses and dungeons and stuff like that.
All right. Well, I think you guys really talked it up. I mean, if I had any interest in a role-playing game, I think I would have to get it, but it's not my cup of tea. So.
And the art is cutesy. It's a cutesy.
Yeah, the art looks pretty cool. I did like that. So.
Cool. Fun.
All right. So moving on, I asked you guys to like pick your three highlights from the Smash 50 Facts Extravaganza Nintendo Direct from a couple weeks ago. We're a little bit late, but I figure we just give our three, and then once we hear everyone's, then we'll just discuss them, because I think we're gonna have some of us are gonna have the same ones. So we'll just go through down the line, just pick one, just name your three, and then we'll come back to them. So I'm gonna start. Number 3 for me was the trophy boxes, because I love, as a kid, I always loved little figurines and stuff. So I said we weren't going to go into it. So trophy boxes, paint, the paint thing where you can draw, and then the stage builder are my 3. And try to name the 3 without talking about them like I just did. So we'll go with Derek.
All right, stage builder, paint, and lobby voice chat invite system.
Okay. And Mike?
Stage builder, what was it? The tournament system, have tournaments, and also the level design, like for example in Mario Galaxy, like the soccer ball goes around the planet. Like that's cool. Like, just how all the levels are different, like the DK level in the background and stuff like that. So.
All right. How about you, Games?
Let's see. Troll builder. Let me see.
Did you say troll builder?
Yeah, troll builder. You can make trollish stages. Oh, you can see a lot from those from me. So stage builder, the tournaments, and I actually liked the fact of having 8-player Smash. Because now it's like people, like when you go to, let's say, big places, because, in my college we're actually preparing to do this with 8-player Smash. So I'm glad that they added that, so that way, more people can play than just 4. Because I know that time is going to be hectic. Jeez.
Yeah, that's going to be crazy. So yeah, you're the only one that said that, so I was going to ask everyone at the end of this if they ever thought they'd play 8 players, so I guess you kind of answered that. I could see it in like a group setting, like a tournament setting or something, just for people for fun while they're wasting time or something. Me personally, I don't think I'll ever have it happen in my house, but you never know. So we all said stage builder, I believe. We'll save that one for last. So I'm going to cover the trophy box one, since I was the one that said that. I started to explain. When I was a kid, I used to love the Ninja Turtles and G.I. Joe figurines, and I would keep them in their original box. I'd slide them out. I'd cut just a little bit of the corner and slide them out, and I'd put them back in. And the fact that you can have your theme trophy box, like the Legend of Zelda, the Wind Waker had all the Wind Waker themed ones in one trophy box. And it just gives a reason, just a real reason to have the trophies and to try to collect them all, to see that display case with those 8 slots. And, if you got 4 or 5 of them and you got a couple left, it's going to give you some incentive to keep playing. The other games you just had, you could look at them one by one, or you just had them just kind of all there. You couldn't really tell, you couldn't see them all, and especially on the Wii and the GameCube and the 3DS are all low quality, so I'm glad that they're giving you something with the higher visual quality of the Wii U, giving these the figurines or the trophies a little more place to shine. So I thought that was really cool, and I'm actually excited about that because obviously we're not going to pick things that are just staples of the game. I think we all excited about the gameplay and the characters and all that. So these are just some extra things that add to the overall experience. So, Derek, you said one?
Oh, the voice chat in the lobby.
Oh yeah, voice chat. Why don't you go ahead and go over why that's top 3 for you?
Well, I don't have a lot of people that I have. What we do in our group is we use our phones, computers, whatever, substitute it through a Hangout. Hey, do you want to do one more match? All right, you try this guy, I'm going to try this guy. It's just great. I don't need to chat during the game. That would be silly. But yeah, to go over results, talk in the lobby, one more game. Hey, this is my last game. Okay, I'm going to play this guy. You try this guy. Let's have a sword fight. That's to be able to do that with all of my friends online. And I say that like I have a lot of friends, but all of the friends I someday hope to have online, that'll be awesome. And if the invites, I think that kind of should all tie in together. You should be able to send invites from that lobby, I believe. And if that works, like I'm hoping it'll work, where it'll just, kind of how we're talking it'll work in fantasy life, you get the invite. People will know to join. The 3DS, I see Mega Gamer Man on sometimes, and he's in a lobby, and he's in a lobby with 2 people, and I'm like, does he want other people to join him? Is he just doing some one-on-one? I have no way to communicate anything. I either go do something else, or I try and join and wait for him to decline or accept me. And if he declines, it's like, oh, cool, he's just doing this. But it's, why do we have to play that stupid game of, inviting yourself to a party? It just it's so backwards.
It is. So let me ask you a question about the voice chat. They repeatedly showed it as a one-on-one, but there was a shot of the lobby, and it showed 4 slots, and it said waiting for slots 3 and 4 with the voice chat on. So I'm hopeful that it is going to be 4-player. Do you think it will be? And what if it's only one-on-one voice chat, which would be stupid, but it's Nintendo, so they struggle with that. So do you think it'll be with 4 players being able to talk, or do you think it'll be limited?
Probably I wouldn't even question it, but they've made some interesting decisions regarding that stuff in the past. But because they said they're keeping it out of the game, for stability issues, I'm really hoping that part of the sacrifice there allowed us to then get the ability to have 4 people talking in a lobby. It shouldn't cause that much of an issue, I would think, having 4 people. I mean, I can work with one. If that's all they give me, but I would hope there's at least 4 people in the lobby able to talk. I mean, it's just a friend's lobby,
Yeah, because the Mario Kart, I know it's not made by the same, studio, but you could have up to 12 people doing voice chat in the Mario Kart pre-lobby.
Crazy. We tested that a few times with 4 people. It was awful. It didn't do any good. We never wanted to do that again.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, just because there's not much to talk, you can't really hey, how do you want?
One more race. No shit. Let's do one more race. There's a
So Mike, you mentioned the stages, how they're more themed. Like you said, the Galaxy level has a gravity aspect, and it's more round. So, did you see any other stages that you were excited about? Or, they didn't really show a whole lot, but they kind of hinted at the Wii U stages were going to be a little bit more interactive and.
Right. Well, for instance, the water levels on the 3DS, you go right. You can't swim. You fall right to your death through the water. But in the Wii U, and 2 of them, I think it's Island Delfino and one other one I forget, but you actually can float for a while before you fall. So that's cool. Like I said, Mario Galaxy, they have the whole gravity of the planet, completely anti-gravity, so it goes around orbits. So any kind of item that you would throw would just orbit the planet, like the soccer ball. And of course, the Donkey Kong level where you go in the background and you can fight in the background. And they showed other stuff too, like Pokemon levels where things are happening. It's just way more interactive than the 3DS levels.
Mm-hmm.
And it seems like they put a lot of work into them, graphically and creatively with the gameplay and stuff like that. So I'm just more excited for the levels in the Wii U, basically.
Yeah,
I agree with you, Mike.
it makes me want to play like the non. It just makes me want to play the non-Omega forms when I saw a lot of those. Like I want to play them in their actual form.
That's exactly what I was going to say. I cannot play any of the normal stages on my tiny 3DS. Those stage hazards wreck me. I cannot keep up with the screens. Like I can't platform correctly. But on the Wii U, I think it's been really changed that up. Those would be really fun to play as a group.
Yeah. So who said paint with me? Who had paint? Was that you, Derek?
I had paint on there.
I think that we were the two. What was your second one, Meg? I should have wrote them down, but.
My second one was the tournament mode.
Okay, why don't you go ahead and
and
discuss that.
Now the tournament mode.
Yep.
Oh, he did. All right. The tournament mode I'm really happy about because, and I'm glad it is online because seriously.
The tourneys were online. The tournament was offline. The tourneys were what they referred to them as. For some reason, there was they distinguished those two as tourneys and tournaments.
They mean the same. But huh?
I was gonna say the tourneys are like a points-based system, like kind of like Mario Kart, and the tournaments are a win-loss situation.
Oh, okay. Well, either way, tournaments in general, I'm glad they're back, and I'm glad that they're online this time. And 64-player online. Anybody? Just saying. And it's really great to see that. I mean, definitely gonna have a lot of tournaments there, and because we are planning to have one at the Gamers at Large, of course. And I just can't wait for this mode to come in because you can just set up the tournaments. They really made it where you can really set it now, better than Mario Kart. Because I kind of got confused with the time, right? Of how you would set that up with the time. Because they go by military time. I hate that. I just don't know why they can't go with regular time. But I'm glad that they are really making it more of you can put more options in there, like how many players you want, when is it gonna start, what day. You can even set tournaments to like freaking from a year from now probably. But I really like that you can set up 3 at a time, and. Or was it 2? No, it was 3. It was 3. And you can really get people in there, make it public, and people can like. I hope it's like because I'm not sure if they really said that there, but it's like if you make it public, people will actually be able to see it and register themselves into that. So that way, when the tournament happens, everybody shows up because they get that notification. Also, what will be smart, and definitely will be. Oh my God, they have to add a messaging system, really. And this would be really, really smart. Trust me on this. The fact of if you do go for the tournament, and when the day comes that the tournament happens, now if your Wii U's off in standby mode, which everybody's is probably on standby mode, what would happen is, how we have that notification thing from Nintendo, right? Mm-hmm. It would have a notification of, oh, there's a Smash Brothers tournament tomorrow. There's the Smash Brothers tournament that you entered is happening in an hour. It would notify you, right? And if you're playing a game like, for example, you're playing Bayonetta 2, and then all of a sudden you went for a Smash tourney, right? And it's happening in like an hour. There would be a message that pops in like about 30 minutes before the tournament starts. That tournament is starting within 30 minutes. So that would be actually a pretty smart move on them, because some people are forgetful, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
that would actually that feature that will turn the gamepad on and give you a notification even if it's in standby.
Exactly. So that's why I'm like, why don't they just put a notification and messaging system? This makes it all the easier. Like, it really does. And I just can't wait to play with tourneys. Did they say, because I watched it again earlier, but I forgot. It's just like Korra, darn it. Did they say that you have to type in a code or you can just find it?
I don't remember. I just know that they said that you could watch replays of other matches and check stats and stuff.
Okay.
And they said something about it being a points based, where like if if you win out of 4, you get, I don't know, 5 points or whatever it is. You get 4 for winning, 3 for second, 2 for third, and 1 for fourth, and then you just fight a bunch of matches and who has the most points. That it seems like that was a mode they were kind of promoting in the first part when they mentioned tourneys. So
Okay.
that could be interesting because then you just play a bunch of 4-player matches and you can have the items on or off and stuff. And then
Yeah.
whoever just has the most, instead of one-on-one battles, like it's winner moves on, loser goes home type of thing. It's more like everyone gets to play the whole time. That seems kind of cool to me because I'm not as good of a player at this point, so
And
I'd be eliminated right away. So
and another thing that they can really do is make it where Nintendo has their own tourney, right? Where they set up all these places and you actually get to play the treehouse, right? They can do that now. They have the power to do that. And same thing if it were like, let's say if they have for example PAX or CES, where it's like they have tournaments where you can play with people all around the world, just like they did with Mario Kart for San Diego Comic-Con. They can do stuff like that also. So really, they can do so much with this kind of tournament stuff, and I'm really glad that they brought it back because I was about to be like, ooh, Sakurai, man, don't mess with me. Don't mess with me
because it's
right
not
now.
in the 3DS version at all. Like there's no.
Yeah, there's none on the 3DS. The 3DS version, it just has for fun and for glory and has just those limited amounts. It's just the Wii U version is really showing, that it's gonna have it will have the best online, modes that Smash has to offer, and of course you can, do all the stuff. But I'm really glad tournaments is back, and like I said before, man, GAL tournament, it's coming. Coming.
Yeah,
Who's gonna
that'll
be
be
the best?
it'll be interesting to see when it hits because it is not ready. It's not
Yeah,
gonna be
it's
ready
not
for
gonna be.
launch.
Yeah,
So
so that was just kind of weird.
yeah, we'll
But
talk.
yeah.
I'm gonna ask y'all about that at the end here. What we think
Yeah.
about all the features that are coming later. So Mike, tournaments to you. I know games covered a lot there. So
Yeah.
what's
I just
got you
don't
most
like.
excited?
No, I'm sorry, go ahead. Finish. What you saying?
What's got you the most excited about like the possibility of tournaments and stuff?
Prizes. Like, if they give us like trophies or customized outfits for the Mii, anything like that, that would be awesome. Like, people could have actual reasons to want to like beat each other as opposed to just for fun, and we could actually, have motivation. And so, like, me, you, Derek, and ASAP in a tournament, the winner gets, the Waluigi hat or something. Like, that's awesome. There's a reason to win, for harmless fun, and it makes it competitive and it makes it hectic, and that's how it should be. Tournaments shouldn't be like, why are we doing this? Like, what's the point? There should be a reason. Like, going back to any kind of anime or whatever, whenever there's a tournament held, it's because there's a prize. You need a prize in order to, put the focus on the fun. Otherwise, it's just like, oh, I could be go playing something else right now. Like, this just got boring a couple minutes ago. You know what I'm saying? So.
Yeah, I like to have something to build towards instead of just a bunch of random matches. I like the idea of, especially the points one, where you could build up points and just like Mario Kart 8, and at the end, you might end up finishing a lot better than you thought. Or for me personally, it was not that the most amazing player at Smash. It does got me intrigued. So we'll have to wait and see when they add that, how it actually turns out. But yeah, I'm pretty excited for that. But that was in Brawl had offline tournaments, and I think Melee had offline tournaments you could set up as well. So it wasn't something brand new, but that's cool. So let's Derek and I let's talk about that paint feature, and it's interesting because no, they haven't really used the gamepad for drawing other than the Miiverse and the Art Academy. They haven't really let you do it anywhere else. So this is kind of like the first game that lets you like do something with the touchscreen and using it like it's not like it's gonna be Photoshop or anything, but it looked like it had a few tools that could you could really draw some funny stuff, and they'll be monitored, so I'm sure you won't be able to draw like super lewd things and stuff, but you could still make some pretty funny stuff happen. You can what?
You can try.
Yeah, yeah. See what you can get away with. So I just like the fact that you take a picture like in the in-game, where you can move the camera and snap a shot. Also, I think you can, when you have the trophies arranged, and you can draw on that as well. As someone who likes to draw and doodle, I just thought that's really cool, and it just gives you a little bit something extra to do. And you're gonna see some amazing stuff. That's the thing. Once the sharing, which was like one of the later things, once that becomes available, you're gonna see some really amazing things that people can do, even with limited tools to draw on. So that's got me excited. Derek, what are you most looking forward to with that aspect?
Well, it's all about the sharing and the cool, clever stuff people are going to come up with. Not me, and that's, I'm not creative, I'm not artistic. I might mess with it, but I'd be too embarrassed to even share anything I ever come up with. I'm not even going to go into it, but I just am really excited to see some of the awesome stuff people are going to come up with, because it looks like, based on the reveal we got, it's actually got some pretty nice tools that are going to be put in there. It's not really scribbling. They actually look like you can do some pretty neat effects. So based on what people do with the simple Miiverse posts with just the black and the dots, I'm willing to bet we're going to see some pretty awesome stuff out of this.
Yeah, I'm hoping for some really funny ones and just some really amazing ones.
Oh,
so,
yeah. Comic book style people are going to, I think it'll be great.
I already have a couple ideas, which I'm not going to give here, but I got a style that I want to hopefully it'll let me do. That'll be cool. So let's talk about the stage builder, since we all picked that. It looks like it's pretty in depth, and some of the creations they showed, the Master Sword, they showed a huge Wii Fit trainer made out of stone with it was just really cool. And the stages, a lot of people like to play on the flat stages and stuff, but I think that there's nothing wrong with a stage that doesn't have a bunch of platforms, but you could have some elevation and some bumps and stuff, and give you a little bit of a height advantage. It would be a little bit easier to dodge somebody who likes to throw a bunch of projectiles. Not going to name any names, but there's people that just love to throw projectiles, and if you have a stage that gives you a little bit of a way to avoid that, then somebody's going to have a different tactic. And that's what's got me the most excited, and just seeing that Master Sword one is I have to try to recreate that. That looks amazing. So, anybody want to?
Stage builder is that you can literally draw the stage with your gamepad stylus.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to make a curve, or if you want to make if I wanted to make an M stage, I could just do that, and the land will be in the shape of an M. So that's pretty sick. That there's no limitation on how you can curve and shape your stages now, and that includes lava, water, whatever things that are in there, so you can drop in there.
Yeah, you can do springboards and barrels and all kinds of stuff. So
to do what if you could do a Mario Galaxy type of stage where you could make a round landmass, and maybe you can set it to, I would hope that you could set it to the gravity level, if you could. And then maybe put water in the air, kind of like a little water planet in the air or something. You could, how Mario Galaxy did that?
Yeah.
Just be things scattered around the sky or whatever, different little planets.
I don't know if it's going to be that in depth. From what I saw, there's some zones where you can draw, and then you can't just go everywhere with it. So, yeah. Mega, I've seen you do some pretty cool artwork and stuff. So, you said the troll builder. What kind of ideas do you have for your stages that's got you most excited? If you're there, games.
I'll reveal two. Yeah, don't worry. But I'll reveal two. Okay. Now, the first one is it's going to be an all-around, okay? It's just going to be, the stage is basically going to be all around. It's just going to be covered by walls. Of course, there's going to be a point where there's going to be these little tiny gaps in the middle on the top and the bottom. But there's going to be some lava, those lava...
the danger zones?
Yeah, the danger zones on the sides. And you only have, basically, it's like you're trapped in a box. and you have some things, you have some danger zones on the sides, and basically it's like a cage match, literally. So you got that. Now my second one is basically it's gonna be where, where it's just like imagine, how could I say this? Imagine, you know, the platform in Battlefield, right? That's basically all you got to fight on. Okay, that, and the thing is, if you want to go on another platform, you got to be careful because most of it's going to be filled with danger zones. So that's going to be filled with danger zone, and if you basically you're going to be on just a little platform, but the rest of it is danger zone, and there's like 2 other platforms, but half of it is danger zone too.
That sounds not. That doesn't sound fun.
It's not supposed to be, but. You know, it's just like those kind of stages I would like to, you know, really make. I really like that they put the artwork that you can do. I'm really going to do some things with that, definitely. Yeah, and I just, oh my god, so many things you can do with just freaking this stuff that they just said, man. Stage Builder is even better because you can use the gamepad and, like, you know, I used it on the Wii, but it was like, I got bored of it. Now it's like you can do so much, you know, you can do even more than what you could. So I'm glad that they put that there. I can actually draw out what I want, not instead of like, you know, taking piece by piece. And it's pretty awesome. So I'm glad that they added that, and can't wait to make some stages.
Yeah, and I should point out there you can use only 5 themes for like the background, like the environment. At this point, I could see them expanding that mode, and that's another mode that's not going to be ready at launch, I think, if I recall. Well, it might be. Sharing isn't. Yeah, Stage Builder might be available right away. You just won't be able to share them right away, which would be kind of stupid. So
there's one extra thing that they have to add there. Since Mario Kart 8 has 0 gravity, why can't the stages? So you would have it where if you jump high enough, you'll go to the top platform, right? And you know, because it's anti-gravity. So if you jump high enough, you'll go there. If you jump high enough from the ceiling, you basically go back to the bottom. So they should really, hopefully they have these kind of stuff, because it would make a lot of sense to just do that. It would really lead, because you know how they have the whole stage transition with the Donkey Kong stage. Mm-hmm. So why not have it where I can have it where like I can be on a wall, or it could be top to bottom where it's like all 0 gravity, and like people can just get knocked out from the sides and stuff. It's really cool, you know. There's a bunch of ideas that they can do with this. So
yeah, hopefully they open it up to the creativity more. Derek, I'm guessing you're more excited for seeing other people's than creating your own. I'm just gonna guess that.
Yeah, you know, I'm not creative, but I'm really excited about other people's creativity. That's what people like me do.
And I want to point out real quick that Trials Evolution on the 360 and PC had like the most in-depth stage creator, and people came up with like the Lord of the Rings themed ones, and they're just amazing. And I hope like they gave people the tools that they use to create every level in that game. I know that this for Smash you're not going to get those tools, but if they could possibly open it up in the future to give you more ability to create stages and do things more like the stages they create, it could be like infinite. You never need to buy another Smash other than characters. If they had DLC, you'd have all these stages, and you know, someone could become not a game designer, but they might create a stage so good that it gets the eye of Sakurai and Nintendo, you know. So there's a lot of potential there with the sharing, which will come later, which is kind of weird that that's not going to be available right away. So I think it's all cool. I think a lot of the things were actually more impressive. Like, I thought it was going to be like 40 facts that were just pointless, and then 10 that were decent. For the most part, they're all pretty good. So let's just talk about this. This feature is not going to be ready. It's obvious Nintendo knew they needed this game out this year, and November 21st is before Black Friday. They made a call, and they said, well, we're going to get the game out. We want the core game and a lot of the features to be there, but obviously if you watch that 50 facts, there's about 6-7 things that aren't going to be available at launch. how do you feel about them releasing this game? You know that Sakurai wants all that stuff in there. They've probably had to make a compromise to get the game out and bring those features later. Is obviously it's going to be a smart business decision. How do you guys feel about it personally? Does it bother you at all that they're releasing a game that's not complete and then you're getting it later, the rest of it? I know a lot of people got upset with GTA 5 because you had to wait 2 weeks to play it online. So Mike, I'll go to you first. How do you feel about them deciding to release the game without all the features ready at launch and bringing them out later on? You know, with Mewtwo, that's coming in spring, so I mean we're talking 6-7 months before we see like the final character. So how do you feel about that? Does it bother you at all? Are you happy that they made that compromise, or give us your take on it?
I'm kind of just happy knowing that more can come in the future. You know, that I can get more characters. This isn't the end of the game. The game has not, you know, reached its completion. Like, there's more. There's more characters. There's maybe more trophies. Maybe, you know, whatever. They can keep expanding it. I love that idea because, you know, for Smash Bros. Particularly, you know, it's such an amazing game that you don't want to get bored of it. So this would, you know, keep you not getting bored of it. Now, what do I think about them releasing it like not 100% completion? I think people really wanted to play this game. I think the game on its own right now is fantastic. And, you know, I mean, the 3DS version is amazing. I mean, before the Wii U version came out, we were all in heaven with the 3DS version. I mean, the graphics were great on there. You know, the level designs were good. You know, we had online multiplayer that we were having fun with. We had collectibles, music. The music soundtrack on there is fantastic. You know, and now the Wii U version is going to blow it out of the water, and you know, have even more modes and even better graphics and, you know, special features and whatnot. So I mean, everybody wants to play that game. We don't want to wait another year, you know, to play the Wii U. So I think it was a good idea to release it as better as it is in the 3DS, you know, and then just add on to it, you know, with some downloadable content, you know. Hopefully not, you know, that we have to pay for, but like, you know, I wouldn't be opposed to paying for more characters because, you know, I understand that Nintendo's a company and it needs to make money, and, you know, like if they have stuff that I want, then I'll buy it, you know.
Yeah, but I think everything they announce, I wouldn't expect that any of that to cost extra, which is something to point out, because I know a lot of people, a lot of new gamers are used to paying for extra content. I always looked at Forza 5 when the game came out 2 weeks later, 1 week later, whatever it was, had a $50 car pack. Like, you couldn't have that ready for the game at launch, but now here's a $50. You can have like 10 cars or something.
I think there's a fine line. Like, it's kind of hard to distinguish of when a developer screws with you or when a developer legitimately, you know, needs time to better the game, but even so, the game is still really good. Like, you know, like, for example, like with Destiny, how like they've planned to release, you know, downloadable content to finish the story. Like, I feel like you're not getting, you know, the story in the game. You're getting broken bits of it, and it's like a scheme to make you keep, you know.
Yeah, and plus, if you hadn't heard, a lot of that DLC's on the disc already. Like a lot of the story elements and stuff they're on the disc. They're
locked, right?
They're locked behind paid DLC. So I'll go to Derek. Derek next. I know you're just happy to have Smash come out. I'm gonna guess you feel it's the right move, but why don't you give us your thoughts on them releasing it before it was 100% completed?
Oh, of course. Now, the concept behind this, and even saying it out loud, sounds like something I and no one else should ever support. That said, you know, you used Grand Theft Auto as an example. This game is not being released without online features. This game is not being released without classic mode or some essential component that we all have come to rely on. It's simply, it doesn't have the features that weren't present in the 3DS version. It's almost as if they really spent all this time designing stages, balancing characters, and making sure the game was stable. Those are what they need, you know. So the fact that they're getting that stuff ready for the Wii U version to get it out, and the stuff that hasn't even been tested yet, the sharing, the Miiverse, and all those other functions that are completely unique to this version, you know, I can live without those for a little bit. I'm glad to know you're working on them. I'm glad to know they're coming, and I understand they're going to take a little more time. This is something you haven't done before. This is something I haven't seen before. Thank you for getting the game out so I can enjoy it with my friends online, knowing that there's going to be these awesome features that are coming out for the first time ever.
Yeah, that's good. I'm sure there's some haters that would say that we're just taking it, we're just being fanboys, but
I get it, and the concept is awful, you know. Trust me on this, and I can't say it because it's not true. But if this came out and said, you know, there's online with friends is not ready yet, so enjoy classic mode, I would be pissed because that would make no sense to me. That would be incomplete.
That's fair. Games. What's your thoughts on them? Nintendo. It's really unprecedented. I don't think they've ever tried anything like this. And obviously, if it was the Wii, they wouldn't be able to, and that's probably why Brawl got delayed because they had to squeeze every last bit on the disc before the game came out because there was no updates on the Wii. So, what are your thoughts on it, Games?
I honestly think, you know, Smash Brothers is that type of game where you have to have these kind of things ready, because people really want to use them, like tournament mode, you know, especially sharing your stuff and like that. You know, people would like to have that already, you know, the day it comes out because, you know, that's what they paid for. But the thing is, honestly, like, I'm okay with it for the fact of I might just be a little bit biased. I just want the game because, honestly, I just need to play it right now because, you know, it's a good thing that they're releasing it this year because, I'm sorry, if they released it next year, I cannot play anything. I will not even be able to play Smash Brothers. So I'm glad that they're releasing it, you know, basically in 2 weeks, and you know I'm okay because the thing is I bet once like every other region gets the game, that's when we're gonna get the update because we might get updates here and there. Like when Europe gets it, we're gonna get an update, and then when Japan gets it, we're gonna get the next update for you know, adding in the things that they said. So I'm not really gonna be too worried about that because that's actually what they did with the 3DS version. So I'm glad enough that it's coming out, and I'm okay with it. It's just it's not like they're doing a whole, you know, like I forget your name. I'm sorry, but it's like what he said with GTA 5. Yeah.
Derek said that.
Derek. All right. I'll make sure to remember that. But you know, it's just like what he said with GTA 5. You know, it's not like it's not coming out with it's not like it's coming without online, without, you know, all these features that was basically brought to the GTA 5 in like a daily, you know, updates over and over again. So, you know, I'm glad enough that we're having the online. We get to play with other people, and we get to actually do more things with other people because I know home run, the home run bat contest thing is going to be online because the Wii version was, and you know, I'm just glad enough that we're getting what, you know, we actually want, which is, you know, the characters are being nice and stable, the stages are nice, the game won't break down basically, and just like at E3. But you know, I'm glad enough that they're actually focusing on the game itself and not really wasting their time with you know, the stage builder sharing, you know, because that's something that you can actually just go and patch in anytime. And you know, I really want them, and I'm really glad that they did focus on the character balance and, you know, the stages and fixing bugs that were present during development. I'm really glad that they did that instead of, you know, focusing especially on the Miiverse stage, which is coming soon, and also focusing on the you know, share. But the same thing with tournaments, I would have to say. I mean, I'm really excited for those. I wish they were day one, but I could wait because playing online with friends is going to be fine enough. So,
Yeah.
you know, I'm okay with it. You know, I'm gonna still get the game. I know I'm still gonna have fun with it. I know it's still gonna have so much content that I'm gonna be enjoying myself until those patches come in. So I have nothing to worry about.
Yeah, and then it might actually revitalize the like if it's been a month and maybe people aren't playing as much. Well, okay, here you go. Here's some tournament modes or something, and it's going to get everyone back playing the game again. So it might actually work out. But I think it just for them from a financial standpoint for this holiday season, they had to get the game out, and it's better than releasing all those modes and then having it be a bug fest or be broken.
Yeah.
So I think they probably said at some point said, all right, this is our release date, what it's going to be ready, make sure that's good, and then once the game releases, we'll get everything else out. So it's kind of different approach for them, and I think they had to do it, especially with the Xbox One price cut now. It's really looking crucial to have Smash coming out before Black Friday. Just for them, for financial reasons, and hopefully push a lot of Wii U's this holiday. So that's basically
Didn't
it for
Nintendo
everything.
report that they're doing good this financial quarter, right?
Yeah, that last quarter they actually made a profit. They're in the what do they call it, the black or something, or the green. They're not in the red. They're actually made money. They're stable now. They made decisions they needed to become profitable. Like with the Club Nintendo stuff, was they cheaped out on that, but it helped them become profitable, and so that means the shareholders and everybody's gonna be happier. So now they're gonna be able to go forward with more games, and their 2015 plans of having a game ready almost every month. So that all helps in that. So very very exciting.
Also wanted to mention that if you have like customized Mii's in the 3DS, you can transfer them over to the Wii U version, and you'll have all your items on those Mii's, like the costumes that they had and their skill sets. Everything will be transferred over. You just can't change them in the Wii U. Like they'll be permanent, but still, like you can do that. So that's another good reason to keep playing your 3DS. Get your Mii's ready for the 3U, for the Wii U.
Yeah, they give you a little bit of connectivity, not as much as I thought they were going to do, but your custom characters and stuff come over and you can use it as a controller.
Which nobody would do.
Yeah, I don't know why anybody would want to use a 3DS as a controller. I just do
No,
not.
I'm sorry. No, no. Oh God, no. No. Once that Wii U version comes, I'm not using this as a controller. You crazy? You want me to seriously break the circle pad that time? I'm sorry, Sakurai. I'm telling you, they're devising a plan for the new 3DS where if you break your circle pad, don't worry, we have new 3DS. That's basically what they're doing. So I know your little plots. All right, Sakurai, I know everything.
It might be and one of the if you know people that have this 3DS and Smash, it would be an easier way to get the 8-player Smash. If you had like a bunch of people over, if you didn't have enough controllers, you could use the 3DS. So, or if you don't have,
I'm not gonna be the one, because that thing is garbage.
And Derek could, even though it'd be a handicap, he'd still win, so it wouldn't hurt him. But Tessa said that your custom stages are banned in online play. So she doesn't want your stages allowed. I don't think you'll be able to play custom stages in any kind of tournaments or anything.
You can't. They're only available for like when you're playing with friends locally and stuff like that. So it's not really a going around. You can like share them with other people. That's something you can do. But actually playing online with friends, nah.
You probably would be able to download them and hopefully have them stored in like a separate spot on the stage select screen. Hopefully, if you like them, you could keep them. Tessa just had. We got a couple comments here. She says something about trolls made her late again. I don't know what that means, but she said Fantasy Life is amazing. It's the only game that's been able to tear her away from Bayonetta and Smash. So she likes that game as well.
Maybe get her friend code then, because
send your friend code.
If she plays Smash and Fantasy Life, then that's friend material.
Yeah, we're not even friends. I'm not even friends with her on the 3DS yet, so.
What's your friend code, Tessa?
Yeah, we'll get that sorted out here. Magnum wants to know if I'm going to host a Smash Bros. Tournament for the Wii U once the feature becomes available. We'll see how. I'm pretty sure I will. I mean, I'm sure a lot of people will. So we'll have the Juices Loose Smash Tournament once all the details and everything come out. I'll announce that once we get it all set. So look forward to that. I got a couple really long ones. Grayson, we're getting a little late here, but let's see. Anyone else planning on getting Xbox One this holiday with the price drop? I guess Grayson
I
got it.
wish.
No.
I wish. Unless you want to donate to the Make a Gamer Man Needs an Xbox One.
Well, I did just get a check for $300 from my bank for my overpay on my escrow for the year, so I don't think I will because there's two reasons. I don't want the white Xbox One because it looks stupid in my entertainment stand with everything else is like sleek and black. My stand, my TV, everything, cable box, Wii U. I don't want the white one, but I'm not gonna buy just the basic Xbox One for $350 when I could get one with a game for $350. So I don't think I'll. And the Assassin's Creed bundle's not calling my name because I hate Assassin's Creed. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna miss that. Let's see, and that's pretty much it. There's some core questions which I'm not gonna. We're not
Save
gonna
those
talk
for
about.
Saturday, guys.
And Grayson, I saw that you wanted to be on the live stream, but I saw that afterwards. I had like 15 things in my notifications, and somehow I missed that until I checked my
Can I be on
email.
the Cora live stream? Can I be on the Cora live stream? I watched the show too.
Are you watching it? I didn't know you were watching it. Yeah.
Yeah, I've watched the original Avatar and all seasons of Cora. So.
You
Why
liking
did you
season?
tell us?
You liking season 4 so far? I think it's pretty.
Yeah, it's way better than the other seasons. Definitely.
Yeah, if Derek could ever finish season 3, he could be cool like us and watch season 4.
If Nickelodeon can get their crap together and I could watch it on my phone, I'd be set. But I don't have a PC.
I'll give you a website where you can watch them.
Please do.
Easily. All right, I'll give it to you after this. Don't worry.
All right. And Grayson Young just talked about Sunset Overdrive because he bought that bundle. He says it's a crazy game that doesn't take itself seriously like Bayonetta 2. The customization is great and it's very diverse and Little Big Planet friendly or LGBT friendly.
Lesbian, gay, bi, transgender.
Hmm?
Lesbian, gay, bi, transgender.
I'm glad you're here. For some reason, I read that. My brain just filled it in as Little Big Planet. I have no idea why because they talk about customization, and Little Big Planet it's all about like creating and stuff. So I don't know.
Yeah.
But that's
You
cool.
would know that if you're in college, because college has like the LGBT clubs and all stuff like that. So.
Yeah, I never went to college, so there are tons of stuff that made me out loud. Sounds like a system seller to me. It looks cool. I don't know anything. I don't know about the gameplay, but the visuals and everything
What's the game
fun.
now? What's
Sunset
that game?
Overdrive.
Oh.
It looks like Infamous meets like
Car racing? Like
no
racing game?
no, it's you're a dude and you can like it's like
Borderlands, right?
You break the fourth wall.
you can like run, you can grind on rails, you can jump really far. It's like you can just
like Jet Force Gemini, kind of like that.
something like that, but
Yeah.
more infamous version of it.
Sandbox.
With where you can kind of it doesn't give you powers, but you just like it's just like you can just run on walls and so Tessa gave the friend code here, but I don't think you guys can see the Q&A, and I think people can see this. I mean, it's not like people are Tessa. It's a two-way street. So even if
Copy
people
and paste it in the group chat. Can you?
I will, but they will. If anyone watches this on Google, they will be able to see the question. So
Definitely smash.
I'll delete it. I'll copy and then I'll delete it. And then we'll send you ours. So anyway, Sunset Overdrive. It looks cool. I don't know. I haven't seen anything that said it's something I have to have, but it looks decent enough. It looks like it's something different. I do like the fact that it's colorful and unique, and it's on the Xbox. It's not all a shooter with first-person shooter with realistic dark visuals and all that. So it does look cool in that regard. So that's it. We're gonna cut this short. It's shit. I didn't realize it was almost an hour and 20 minutes. So thank you guys for joining. Any final words or anything you want to say? Now is the time. I'll start with you, Derek.
It was a pleasure. Good talking to you guys.
That's
Until next time.
All right, Mike.
Okay, I want to wish everyone a very good night. Be safe driving home. Don't stay out too late. You know, talk to your wife and your kids. You know, have a great night and a great weekend. And my channel, NW Order for Life, if you want to check it out. Thanks. Bye.
All right.
That was for you, Mark.
It was very mature.
That was a very Derek-like sign-off. Games, go ahead.
From the heart, though. I do want you guys to have a great weekend.
Unless they're watching us at 1 in the afternoon tomorrow, then they're not gonna.
That is true.
Good night. So, go ahead.
All right. Thank you guys for watching, and it's been great to talk about some Smash and some things. I need an Xbox One, but yeah, just catch a lot of things on my channel. I got some things coming up. I got a new thing where I'm going to be showing off artwork from Miiverse to give these guys credit because these guys are just amazing. The artwork that I find on there it's beautiful. So I'm definitely going to be starting that, and you can watch those definitely starting tomorrow. I'm going to have it ready by. So just go on my channel and you'll be able to find it. I also have a Bayonetta 2 review that I uploaded 2 days ago. So go for it if you want. And trust me, you're gonna have to. You really want to watch it till the end. Trust me. Trust me. So yeah, like I always say, don't lose your way. Don't be afraid. Just game till the end. Peace.
Kill a kill and gaming. Very nice.
All right, it's been a good podcast. Thanks everybody for watching. Sorry I didn't get to all the comments and questions, but we just went a little longer than I was hoping. Been working a few extra hours lately, so I've been wanting to go to bed a little earlier during the work weeknights. So, but thanks you guys for watching. Thank you guys for joining me, and we'll see you guys on the next video.
Bye, guys.